Hello and welcome everyone on this official platform of Legacy Eyes Academy. What if I told you that there exists a nation of 45 million people, older than many modern states, battle hardened, they are culturally rich, politically conscious, yet they have no country to call their own. They have no seats at United Nations, no sovereign flag recognized by the world, no permanent borders on the map. They are stateless people, you know, and they are Kurds, the world's largest stateless people. So as you can see here, why supporting the Kurdish cause serves India's interest. So today we are going to discuss this. A century ago, global powers promised them autonomy. Then diplomacy erased them. Treaties were signed, borders were drawn, and an entire nation was quietly buried between Turkey, Syria, Iran, Iraq, all these regions. Clear? Now, here is the bigger question. Why should India care? पहला सवाल तो ये उठता है. Why should India care? Why should the world's largest democracy even think about the world's largest people without a nation? Is this a merely distant Middle Eastern conflict, or is this about something much bigger? Okay, like democracy versus authoritarianism. It is something related to identity versus imposed nationalism and the future balance of power in West Asia. So in today's video, we are not just discussing the Kurdish issue. We are asking a bold geopolitical question. Should India step forward where the world has stepped back? So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might see the Kurdish question not as someone else's problem, but as a defining test of India's global role in the 21st century. So first, we are going to discuss that why India should support Kurdish people. So, it is there in the news that India should openly support the Kurdish people because it is morally right and strategically smart also. So, first we need to understand who are these Kurd people. So, let me tell you that these Kurd are about 45 million people. They are around 45 million people. Okay, and they live across Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. As you can see here, they live across Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran region. They are often called as the world's largest people without country. And after First World War, when the Ottoman Empire collapsed, many ethnic groups, they got their own countries, but Kurd people did not. Now, so we need to understand the promise that was broken. Okay, we need to understand this. So, in 1918, so what happened in 1918? In 1918, US President Woodrow Wilson, he announced the famous 14 points. And in those 14 points, he promised sovereignty for Turks also. Sovereignty for Turks, autonomy, that is self-rule, for other nationalities under the Ottoman rule, okay, including Kurd people. Then came the Treaty of Sevres. Okay, so as you can see here, Treaty of Sevres. So in 1920, a treaty came called as Treaty of Sevres, which even promised a further Kurdish state. But the things has changed. अब क्या क्या चेंजेस आए? तो अब एक बहुत ही फेमस आप कह सकते हैं जर्नल है जिनका नाम है मुस्तफा कमल अतातुर्क, है ना. सो मुस्तफा कमल अतातुर्क, he fought back militarily and reshaped the Turkey borders. And in 1923, Treaty of Lausanne cancelled the Kurdish independence. So 1923, the Treaty of Lausanne cancelled the Kurdish independence. So what was the outcome of this? The Kurdish state was erased before it was born. This happened. Now, what happened inside the Turkey? Now we need to understand this. So try to understand inside inside the Turkey, we can see that various Kurdish revolts were suppressed. Okay, Turkey also banned the Kurdish language. They also denied the Kurdish identity, and even Turkey banned various letters like Q, W, and X, which is used in Kurdish, not in Turkish. They banned these letters also because these letters are related to Kurdish, not in Turkish. Okay. Then during the time period, or you can say under Kemalism. Clear? Kemalism क्या है? तो आइए समझते हैं. Kemalism, clear, which means Ataturk nationalist ideology, which is called as Kemalism. Kurd were officially called Mountain Turks. कुर्द को क्या कहा जा रहा था? माउंटेन टर्क्स. और इसी के बाद आप देखेंगे एक पार्टी का राइज होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज कुर्दिस्तान वर्कर्स पार्टी. तो आइए समझते हैं राइज ऑफ पीकेके. व्हाट इज दिस पीकेके? दिस इज कुर्दिस्तान वर्कर्स पार्टी. So, in response to those discrimination which is done by Turkey, so in response to those, the Kurdish, or you can say Kurdistan Workers Party was formed. Okay, this party was formed. Okay, now who founded this party? Abdullah Öcalan. Abdullah Öcalan founded this party. Abdullah Öcalan founded this party. Initially, this party was Marxist, supported the armed struggle. Later, they renounced the violence. They shifted their ideology. So, the most important thing we need to understand, US called this party PKK are terrorist groups because they were Marxist. तो US ने इस पार्टी को एक terrorist group करार दिया. But in 2019, a Belgian court said it was a party to non-international armed conflict. Which means non-international armed conflict means it like an insurgent group, not a terrorist organization. Clear? तो बेल्जियन कोर्ट ने ये चीज बोला कि ये एक इंसर्जेंट ग्रुप हो सकता है पर ये टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है. ये क्या शो कर रहा है? दिस शोज हाउ पॉलिटिकल लेबल्स कैन डिफर इंटरनेशनली. ठीक है. देन आफ्टर दिस द सीरियन कुर्दिश एक्सपेरिमेंट. So now we need to understand the Syrian Kurdish experiment. So what happened here? Now in northern Syria, Kurdish group, they try to create a new model of government. है ना? They try to create the new model of governance which was inspired by the Öcalan's later ideas. अब सीरिया में जो कुर्द हैं उन्होंने एक गवर्नेंस का नया मॉडल बनाया. किसके आइडिया से इंस्पायर होके? ओकालन के आइडिया से. अब ओकालन के लेटर आइडियाज क्या थे? Like gender equality, okay, as you can see here, gender equality, religious freedom, decentralized democracy, women in military leadership. These ideas, okay, from these ideas they were actually inspired, and in Syria, Kurds, they created their governance based on these ideas only. Okay, so it is said that it actually resembled a Scandinavian style of social democracy, which is very different from the surrounding authoritarian regimes in Syria region. ठीक है. Now why Turkey opposes them? अब टर्की क्यों कुर्द को अपोज करता है? तो आइए समझते हैं. Turkey's president Erdogan fears Kurdish autonomy will inspire Turkish Kurd also. अब एर्दोगन को सबसे बड़ा डर क्या है कि अगर सीरिया में नया मॉडल आ जाएगा कुर्दिश गवर्नेंस का, क्लियर, अगर वो ऑटोनॉमस हो जाएंगे तो इससे हमारे यहां भी डिमांड हो सकती है कुर्दिश ऑटोनॉमी की. सो एर्दोगन एक्चुअली फियर्स कुर्दिश ऑटोनॉमी विल इंस्पायर द टर्किश कुर्द आल्सो, एंड टर्की आल्सो सी पीकेके, है ना, पीकेके लिंक्ड ग्रुप्स एज ए सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट इन इराक. ओके, एंड टर्की आल्सो इन्फ्लुएंस द कुर्दिश लीडरशिप लाइक बरजानी फैमिली. टर्की इन्फ्लुएंस करता है कुर्दिश लीडरशिप यानी कि बरजानी फैमिली को. ठीक है. इन सीरिया टर्की यूजेस मिलिट्री फोर्सेस और इस्लामिक मिलिशियाज आल्सो. सीरिया में भी टर्की ने यूज किया है मिलिट्री फोर्स और इस्लामिक मिलिशियाज को. किसके अगेंस्ट में? कुर्द के अगेंस्ट में. सो ओवरऑल वी कैन से टर्की सीज कुर्दिश सेल्फ रूल एज ए थ्रेट टू इट्स टेरिटोरियल इंटीग्रिटी. ओके, ठीक है. Now the next thing that we need to understand, why should India care then? है ना? This is the main thing that we need to discuss. So India should support Kurds. Why? First thing is moral reason. Okay, India should support Kurds. Why? First thing is moral reason. What is the moral reason here? India is the world's largest democracy and Kurd are world's largest stateless nation. So supporting them aligns with democratic values. Second important thing that we need to understand, the civilizational link. Civilizational link. Now how civilizational link? Kurds are Indo-Iranian. Kurd people, they are Indo-Iranian. Now what does it mean? They may share ancient cultural roots with South Asia. Some Kurdish religions like Yazidism, Zoroastrian, they have linked to ancient Vedic traditions also. Though these links are debated among these scholars, but still civilizational link is there. Third is strategic interest. Strategic interest. Now, Kurd oppose Islamic extremism. They have fought with ISIS also. And supporting moderate Kurdish groups, it could increase influence in West Asia. It could counter Turkey's growing Islamic politics, and it could prepare for possible instability, okay, in Iran region. ठीक है. Next is policy suggestions. Policy suggestions की अगर हम बात करें तो try to understand that India should offer scholarships to Kurdish students. India should provide safe, you can say India should provide political safe space. India should support moderate Kurdish organization, and India should not allow Turkey or Syria to veto India's decision. This is the whole scenario here. So what is the bigger picture here? What is this really about? Okay, so now we need to understand what is this really about. So first of all, let me tell you, it is not just about Kurds. It is about democracy versus authoritarianism. It is about identity versus nationalism. It is about geopolitics in West Asia. It is about India's evolving foreign policy, and it is pushing India's to act more assertively, not just morally as well as strategically. Clear? But we need to understand there is a reality check. Now, what is that reality check that we need to understand? The reality check is, first of all, this kind of scenario, we can say strongly pro-Kurdish. However, Turkey is also important for India economically. अगर हम इस तरीके से पूरी तरीके से अगर इंडिया प्रो कुर्दिश हो जाएगा, एट द सेम टाइम इंडिया कैन ऑल्सो क्रिएट, है ना, एनमिटी विद टर्की, बिकॉज टर्की, सी एट द सेम टाइम टर्की इज ऑल्सो इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर इंडिया इकोनॉमिकली. इंडिया बैलेंस इट्स रिलेशंस विद इराक, ईरान एंड गल्फ स्टेट्स. So if India is going to support the Kurdish independence openly, it could complicate the diplomacy. India strategically supports territorial sovereignty of states, and this is a bold proposal, not an easy policy. So overall we can say, if India truly believes in democracy and want strategic depth in West Asia, then India should support Kurdish cause morally, politically as well as strategically, है ना. तो ये पूरा सिनेरियो है कुर्द पॉपुलेशन का. सो सी वन थिंग यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड, हिस्ट्री हैज नॉट बीन काइंड टू द कुर्ड्स. दे वर प्रोमिस्ड अ स्टेट इन द आफ्टरमैथ ऑफ फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड वॉर. दैट प्रॉमिस वाज विथड्रॉन. देन दे वर सप्रेस्ड, दे वर डिनाइड आइडेंटिटी, दे वर एक्चुअली लेबल्ड, है ना, दे फॉट, दे को-ऑप्टेड एंड अबेंडन्ड अगेन एंड अगेन. Okay, yet despite a country of betrayal, they endure in northern Syria. They experimented with grassroots democracy. In Iraq, they built autonomous influence and autonomous institutions. Across the region, They actually resisted extremism when others collapsed. And this brings us back to India. That India is not just another country, it is a civilizational state. It is the world's largest democracy. It speaks of pluralism, federalism, coexistence, and rights. So the question is no longer whether the Kurdish cause matters or not. The question is, what kind of global power does India want to become? A silent observer, cautious and transactional, or a confident democracy willing to support moderate pluralistic forces in the turbulent region? So supporting the Kurds is not just about the morality, it is about strategic depth in West Asia. It is about countering extremism. It is about shaping the future instead of merely reacting to it. Because sometimes geopolitics is not only about the borders and the armies, it is about standing at the right side of history. And perhaps the real test of a great democracy is whether it recognizes these silent nations the world forgot. So if you found this analysis powerful, do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel Legacy IAS Academy, because conversation like these does not just inform us, they shape how we see the world, and the world is changing. So the question here is whether India is going to support the Kurdish population or not. This is the most important question in today's world. Clear? What kind of power India wants to begin? Clear? Or India wants to become? So the question is, will India change with it or not? So thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much. And like our channel Legacy IAS Academy, and subscribe this channel for more such kind of in-depth videos. Thank you.